They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry.
Oh, dang it.
I don't know who it is. I know the call. Won't go. That's it.
That's what iconic one. Nay, how do you not know this one?
There you go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hike the Y podcast. We are back, Brandon, Nate, and Connor. We are going to have another epic episode today. I'm really excited. There's a lot of stuff that have been going on, just like postseason basketball, preseason football. So we're really excited to get into that today. But I think Brandon has a game that he wants to start us off with.
Yeah, guys, I'm super excited for this little intro because I don't know what you guys did, but in like middle school, elementary school, like high school, part of all that stuff, I just watched like basketball highlights and football highlights all the time. And so I was like, you know what would be a fun intro? So here's what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some basketball buzzer beater clips, but you only get to hear the sound. And it's kind of hard because I had to find clips where it like doesn't say the name in it. But what you got to do is you got to identify which buzzer beater that is. And it's going to be a little competition between Nate and Connor.
Okay. I like it. Let's do it.
We're going to see if it works. This might be bad, but we're going to try it.
We'll give it a
All
shot.
right, here's the first one. Here's the first one.
Shoots. No, he couldn't get it off. Now fires it up.
Dude.
Oh,
it's
March
college?
Madness.
Is this college? Is this college basketball or NBA?
No, this is all NBA.
Okay, in that case, I actually know this one because I just was watching it the other day. That's Dwayne Wade versus the Warriors.
Yes. Yes, you got it. That's
because he
awesome.
like fumbles his shot and then like shoots it right. It was a crazy buzzer beater, like in his last season, and all the Warriors were like, "Whatever, man, he can have that one. That's chill."
Hey, I'm super impressed that you got that right away.
I might not get another one, but I'm glad I got one.
For some reason, I thought it was college, and so I was thinking of like North Carolina when they hit that crazy buzzer beater in like a national championship. So I was trying to think if it was that one, but no.
Yeah, that's my bad. I should have said it was NBA.
All NBA.
NBA. Okay, number 2. Oh shoot. Well, hold up real quick.
Welcome to Wix Harmony, where you and AI work together to build a unique
Some of
brand.
these videos, I had them up, and now they're restarting because it's been a while. But I can pull it up real quick. All right, here we go. Second one. This one's a little tougher, I think.
In on Anunoby, gets jumped toward the side, banks it up. He did it again. LeBron James tipped it high off the window and drops it through.
Okay, I know what it is. It's left side of the court, and it's a walk-off buzzer beater, but I forget who they're playing. I'm pretty sure
The playoffs, isn't it?
It's the playoffs. Yeah, I think it's this. Is it the Celtics?
No, it's the Raptors.
Oh,
The
that's
Raptors.
right.
But I can see it in my mind.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
got
on the left side, and he just like kind of just like goes like this. Yeah,
I actually played I played the clip for a little bit too long. It wasn't supposed to say
When he said
LeBron
James off the glass, that
Like,
kind of.
All right, I'm gonna give you half a point on that one, Nate.
Okay,
We'll give you half a point. So Connor, you're up 1-1.5.
Oh,
All right.
bro.
Sorry for the music, by the way, too. I got this from like a highlight reel. But here's number 3. This one you guys should get pretty quick.
By Simmons, is this the dagger?
Yeah. Game, series, Toronto has won. It's Kawhi Leonard, Game 7 against the Sixers.
I think was that the one where he does like the squat and he's like,
Yeah. Hey, Connor, you know your highlights. You know ball.
Dang, maybe I do know ball. Maybe I need to watch more NBA than what I've been watching.
All right. Here's number 4. This one is like after because the guy says his name. Here we go.
And the Blazers win the series for the
It's Damian Lillard with like the 40 feet shot, like from like
Yeah.
the
It was
logo.
Dame Lillard, yep.
Oh no, it's not. It's not the logo shot.
What?
It
It's
was
like the one like on the right side of the court where he's like far and he's getting guarded by. Is it
It wasn't
Anthony?
against. No, it wasn't Paul George. Nah, it was
No,
Oh,
it's not that one. That's a different
not
one.
Paul
it
George.
was the
Okay.
other one. I forgot who they played though.
Was it that one where he goes like this, or was that the
Yeah,
same one?
yeah.
George? Oh no. Oh, I
It
don't
would.
know. I thought
It
he was
was
the one
against
over
the Rockets. It was the
The
Rockets when they
Rockets.
won their first round
Oh,
series.
That's right. I didn't remember that. I was gonna guess
All
it
right,
was against
Nate.
the Thunder anyway.
I'm gonna give you another half point, Nate, because
Oh,
that was worth a half. So now, Connor, you're up 2-1. So Nate, this is the last one. Nate, you got to get this one if you want to
All the marbles.
tie it up. Oh, frick! It started up. Okay, it started. It keeps starting over. I have to mute myself real quick while this ad goes.
okay, I'm ready.
Could you guys hear that ad or no?
We
Yeah,
can
we
hear the
could.
ad, yeah.
Oh, you could?
We can hear all the ads, yeah. So you might
Really?
want to edit. You might want to edit those out.
Oh, my bad. I was muting my screen, so I thought it was not playing,
They did come through,
and I just couldn't
unfortunately.
hear you
So
guys. Yeah, I guess I'll just have some editing to do. All right, here's the last one.
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry.
Ah, dang it.
I don't know who it is. I know the call. Won't
you know
go.
who it is?
That's it.
That's what iconic one. Nay, how do you not know this one?
Or did you get it?
Heat, right? But
I
forget
do
who
know
they're
who
playing.
this one is, bruh. But yeah, does Nate know though?
It's the Heat, and
Not the Heat, unfortunately.
I forget, but I know exactly what it is. It won't go. Burn or something like that. Doesn't go out to.
Nope,
out
that's
to
just the
Bond.
same guy. That's the same. That's the
No.
same announcer. It's a different call though.
You're thinking of the
different call?
Heat, like 2010, 2011 game, or which one? Which year was it? Where Ray Allen
2013.
hits the three.
That was Ray Allen 2013, but
That's a
that's
different
not
one.
that same clip though. That
Okay,
one is. I think
I'm
it's just a
getting
random
both.
NBA game. Like it was like an in-season game.
Yeah.
It was the Warriors and the Thunder.
There we go. Do you know who it was?
It was Steph Curry, bro.
There we go. Yeah, that one. I
Dang.
feel like that one's like the most iconic one.
Curry way downtown, bang! It's the one. It's because he says bang in both times, so it's like I get where Nate's confused.
Yeah.
Maybe I've watched my fair share of YouTube. I guess I didn't know that.
Hey,
I was
this
unfamiliar
one,
with my
this,
own game.
yeah, Connor, you definitely won this game. You're on fire.
I'm
Dang, I
definitely
didn't
getting
realize.
exposed for my lack of ball knowledge. I thought I had a little bit more ball knowledge, but I guess I have absolutely nothing. So
Dang. Well, you had the right idea in most of the clips, at least.
yeah, I'm thinking of like the Heat one. I don't even remember who the Heat are playing when that game was.
I think it was the Spurs, right?
That was the Spurs in
Right.
the finals. Yeah.
I have no idea. See,
Game 6.
I need to start watching more YouTube.
That was a fun little intro. You guys want to get into BYU basketball now? BYU
Yes, sir.
basketball still searching for a starting center. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Every time I look, it's like a different report. I see a different guy every time, a different European. Kevin Young's just traveling Europe right now, trying to find a center. It looks like we've got. I cannot pronounce his name. I don't really want to try. The guy from Croatia. He's like BYU's supposed to be one of the top favorites to land the 7-footer. I don't
Is it
even.
Michael Ruzic? Something like that?
Yes, something like that. That's the guy BYU's after right now. I've seen he came up on multiple sites that are like pretty credible. But until it happens, I mean, BYU's without a center, but it's good to know like they're being linked to all of these centers. In my opinion, that just shows Kevin Young's gonna get his guy. He's gonna find a center for this BYU team. And once he does, it will be one of the most complete teams, I think, in the Big 12 and in the nation. So we'll see how that goes. I just want to know who they do get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I definitely want to agree with Connor on that. I think BYU's got one of the best backcourts in the nation right now. Like just for who's coming back with Rob Wright and with the other transfers that we're getting from Kentucky and from Clemson. I think we're just going to be a phenomenal team. But we are missing that center position. Like like you said, there's the one from Croatia. There's one from Spain. I'm pretty sure. There's also one from Russia. Like we're just going for anybody and everybody. And so I'm super excited because some of these reports have been saying that BYU has been going after these centers since last year. Like it isn't just like, okay, like hurry, we're scrambling, we need to find a center. It means in the last year we've been having some behind the scenes work. We've been looking basically since we got Ahmed on the team to find a replacement. Um, and so that I think that puts me to ease a little bit, knowing that BYU has done the homework and now they're getting kind of in a crunch time, and we're going to see who the best player we can land. I still think we're going to have a phenomenal season without a really good center. We're going to need it in the Big 12, but I think we're going to be able to land somebody a good 7-footer from overseas.
Yeah, like we've already laid the groundwork, like you're just saying, and we just need that guy. And I feel like once we get him, then our team's gonna finally come together. Because BYU is clearly one of the best teams, maybe not like the top of the list, top tier, but they're a great team, one of the best teams in the Big 12. So there's going to be a center that wants to come and play for BYU. All
Yeah, for
right,
sure.
and then also, oh, go ahead, whoever that
No, that
was.
was it. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, and then also another fun little tidbit that was announced, I think yesterday, BYU and Utah State are playing a little 2-game series, which is going to be super fun to watch.
Heck yeah. I mean, I'm excited. They're talking a lot up there in Logan, honestly, and they got a good team. They do. BYU has won the last 10 meetings, if I read
Yeah.
that right. So take that as you will, I guess.
I mean, Utah State's not that bad. Like they're a
They're
good
not. They're
team.
not. They just haven't won in Provo, Logan, or Salt Lake City. So,
Oof.
but I like it. No, I really like it because it's good. No respect at all to Utah. It's good to play a good team in state. Um, it really is. It's better for BYU to not have to travel super duper far to play high quality basketball, to play an NCAA tournament team. It'll do us really good to have that opportunity in state. First in the Marriott Center and then in Salt Lake City. So I can't wait. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm really excited to just put this kind of what they say a rivalry to rest. I don't really think that Utah State is a rival. Yeah, we're in the same state, but definitely Utah is a rival. When it comes to Utah State, like they do have a good program, but I think the game that we picked up is going to be either a quad 3 or quad 2 type game, just depending on what happens. Coach Young said that he wants to pick up more quad 1 games in the preseason or before the um, actual season starts when we start getting the Big 12 play. So I am a little shocked that we did get Utah State, but I'm excited for a little bit of Utah State trash talking. Like my experience with Utah State is either you're a BYU or a Utah fan, and if you're neither, you're a Utah State fan. Um, so I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to talk to my 2 friends that are Utah State fans and and to talk a little bit of trash. But I could see this game coming away as kind of being a good competition, but really just another team on BYU schedule. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and the thing I'm most excited about is that BYU is not going to go play in Logan. Like BYU is playing at home in 2026, and then they're going to be playing in the Delta Arena in 2027, which is the home of the Utah Jazz. So they get to stay close to home. Both games, I think BYU fans are just going to be overwhelming at both of those games. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah, it's kind of a stroke of luck on that because the Spectrum Center in Logan it's got a reputation as being one of the hardest places to play in college basketball that no one knows about. I don't know how they don't know about it because Utah State won the Mountain West last year. I think maybe this year being in the Pac-12 they'll get a little bit more visibility, but no, the Spectrum Center is not a place that I really want to play. I'd rather play. I can't think of anywhere right now, but there's like, and in the Big 12, I'd rather play in some of those like hard arenas than and go up to the Spectrum Center just because of the way the dimensions are and the way the atmosphere is. It's a brutal place to play. So kind of got a little lucky on that one, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm excited that the competition is going to be in Delta and the Delta Center, just because the Delta Center is basically the second home of the Cougars. We played there like 4 times this last season, so I'm excited that we're going to be able to get a couple of neutral sites under our belt. But like Delta Center is like what, less than an hour away from BYU, and it's a little bit more of a drive for Utah State. So I think BYU would technically get a home court advantage. Hopefully, like I'd hope more Cougar fans show up to that game.
Yeah, it's like a home court advantage, but then you also get the extra however many points for net rankings for quad wins. So it's really just a win for BYU to play there. All right, jumping into our last segment, we got to finish this up quick. But BYU has, I think, 8 players that are now in the NFL, and 2 of them were drafted. Jack Kelly, drafted in the 6th round of the Giants, and Carson Ryan, drafted in the 7th round to the Browns. Do either of those picks stand out to you guys?
Yeah, if I could go first, I'm really excited for Jack Kelly. I think he's going to be one of the biggest steals of this entire draft. Like the fact that he went 6th round to the New York Giants, I was like, I could see him going a little bit lower. I think he's just going to be a phenomenal player at the Giants. I could see him becoming just, um, yeah, I could just see him becoming great. I think the Giants have um, the kind of enthusiasm right now. They kind of have like the motivation behind them to go and win a Super Bowl to be a really good team. I think that's a little controversial in the NFL world currently, but I like the Giants to get a Super Bowl, and I could see Jack Kelly being a big part of that. Not necessarily the main focus, but I love having another person from Utah going to the Giants and just being phenomenal.
Yeah, and to go along with that, I think the Giants already has such a great defensive line. I think it's just going to be great for him to be able to develop there under the coaches and the great defensive line that they have. So I agree. I think the Giants was a perfect spot for Jack Kelly to land.
Yeah, for sure. It gives them some depth, at edge, and they can kind of figure out what they want to do. They've got a pretty talented young defense in those positions anyway that he could play, but he's got the chance to step up and like develop his game and figure out what he needs to learn. I also am a big fan of Carson Ryan to the Browns. I think he's gonna stay like too. I don't think he's gonna get cut. I think he's gonna make the 53-man roster. I really think he's got a good shot at it. Just because he is a hard-nosed tight end with a great work ethic, and he's someone that his impact at BYU and the reason they drafted him and the reason that what they hope to get out of him is not necessarily statistical output, but it's so much more than that. They really want him to be a blocker. They just need blockers, and they're in a tough division. AFC North is a tough division. Hard-nosed football has always been the norm, and he's, playing. You play the Ravens twice, you play the Steelers twice, you're playing Cincinnati twice. He's gonna be needed to block and just play tough in the trenches football, and I think that's really going to be good for him. But also, his catching ability is underrated, and he definitely saved BYU on many a 3rd down. So I would love to see him as a 3rd down tight end as well.
Yeah, I think we had a deleted episode where we talked about how he's just such a phenomenal blocker and also the tight end. I think he's a 2-in-1 package when it comes to that. So I'd also like to tag that opinion onto Connor's.
There we go. All right, we do have to wrap up, but I just want to name the undrafted free agents that got into the NFL. And this is really interesting because out of the 6 guys, there's only 2 teams total that they're on.
Yeah.
But Chase Roberts, Isaiah Jada, and Tanner Ball all go to the Raiders. So I'm super excited, especially for Chase Roberts to team up with Fernando Mendoza over there. I think they can kind of create a connection. And then Maury Bamba, Garrison Grimes, and Will Ferrin all go to the Jets. And I'm really hoping Will Ferrin can get a roster spot because the Jets don't necessarily have kicker completely lined up for this next season. So I'm really excited about all those guys. Hopefully they can make the roster, or at least stay on the practice squad.
Yes, sir. Let's go. I love this with like the transfer portal because Carson Ryan, he started at Utah, but he's a BYU Cougar through and through. And everywhere he goes now, it's gonna say BYU Coug. Like when everybody's like college because of the transfer portal or whatever, he will be a BYU Coug forever now, which I think is just awesome wherever he goes. So he should have been a BYU Cougar from the start, but he had to spend a couple years at Utah first. But we're glad he got one last year with us. So good to see them all in the NFL.
I'm super excited to see what happens this next upcoming NFL draft, to see where LJ Martin would land, or some other BYU Cougars who are going to be playing for BYU for at least one more year. So, pretty excited.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have anything else for today? Are we ready to sign it off for our second Zoom podcast, which I think
Sign
went
it off.
well?
Heck
Yeah, I'm super excited to end this podcast.
Nate wants to get out of here, is what he's trying to say.
I'm so hungry. It's lunchtime.
Oh, man, that's true.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for listening to Hike the Y podcast. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us for everything BYU sports, everything BYU football and basketball. We're super excited to have another podcast that you've listened to. Thank you, lovely people of the internet who've been listening to the podcast. Make sure you share this with your great grandma or your grandma. And that's it. Thanks, guys, everybody. Let's hit it with a go dogs.
Go dogs, sick 'em.
Sick.
It's even funny on a Zoom call, bro.
So weird.